Param Shanti, the Third Eye, Awakening the Soul's Vision, based on the teachings of Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel, published by Vishwa Parivartak Ishwariya Vidyalaya. Preface. Gyandan Mahadan. Sharing knowledge is the highest charity. Share to maximum extent with all, by Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. The concept of the third eye has captivated seekers across the world for centuries. Countless traditions, gurus, and schools of thought have offered their own interpretations of what the third eye is and how to open it. Yet, for most people, the subject remains shrouded in mystery and confusion. In this discourse, Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel offers a remarkably clear and direct understanding. He explains that the third eye is not a physical phenomenon to be forced open through external techniques. Rather, it is the state of Atma Swarup, the experience of being established in one's true identity as a soul. This is the very same state that Bhagwan Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita as Sthit Pragya, the state of stable soul consciousness. Bapuji speaks entirely from his own practical experience, having practiced Atma Swarup for decades while living as a householder and working as a lawyer. His words carry the authority of direct experience. This book presents Bapuji's teachings in simple, accessible language, faithful to the original discourse, so that every reader, regardless of background, may understand and begin this journey. Chapter 1: The Third Eye, What It Truly Means. People around the world have many different concepts about the third eye. Some associate it with supernatural vision, others with physical techniques, and many find the subject confusing. Bapuji offers a direct and clear explanation drawn from his own experience in yoga and samadhi. The third eye is Divya Drishti, divine vision. When the third eye opens, divine vision comes. But what is the third eye in reality? It is the stage of Atma Swarup being established in the consciousness of the soul. In the Bhagavad Gita, which is regarded as the crown jewel of all scriptures, Bhagwan Krishna gave a clear instruction: become Atma Swarup and remember Paramatma. The Bhagavad Gita calls this state Sthit Pragya Avastha, the state of stable, awakened consciousness. This is exactly what the third eye means. Bhagwan Shankar is called Trinitary, the one with the third eye. With this divine vision, he could see the entire universe and do whatever he wished. When the third eye opens, one can even read the thoughts of others and perceive the future of souls. This is the power of Atma Swarup. However, the real purpose of the third eye is not to perform miracles or to see others. It is to know yourself, to know who you truly are. The third eye means knowing the self. Bapuji asks, what is the need to know about others? Know yourself first. The essence of all the Vedas and scriptures can be distilled into two words: Atma and Paramatma. You are a soul, know yourself, become Atma Swarup, then know and connect with Paramatma. Chapter 2: The Soul and its Inner Faculties. There is much confusion, even among spiritual practitioners, about where the Atma is located. Some say the soul is in the heart, some say the mind is in the heart. Bapuji clarifies this with precision. The mind, intellect, buddhi, and impression sanskars are all within the soul, not separate from it. The mind is inside the soul, the intellect is inside the mind, and the sanskars are inside the intellect. The actions you perform create sanskars, and these shape your destiny. The soul is located at the center point of the brain, the mind center. It is the soul that operates the mind, it is the soul that runs the body. When asked, who are you? The answer is simple: I am a soul. This much has become common knowledge today, but merely knowing I am a soul is Atma Gyan, soul knowledge. The real goal is Atma Swarup ki Anubhuti, the actual experience of being the soul consciousness. The third eye is known to be between the two eyebrows where we apply the tilak. Behind that point lies the soul. It is an extremely subtle point of light, a point of conscious energy. Chapter 3: The Practice of Atma Swarup. Various methods exist for awakening the third eye: Tritak Vidya with a candle flame, Kriya Yoga, and many others. Bapuji does not go into those details. Instead, he offers a direct, practical approach rooted in his own experience: the white light method. For those who wish to strengthen their Atma Swarup, Bapuji recommends a simple practice using a white light. Sit in front of a pure white light bulb. Close your eyes and let the white light fall upon the point between your eyebrows where the soul resides. Then, with awareness, affirm, Main Atma Hoon, I am a soul. Repeat this while sitting, while going about daily tasks, while eating and walking. Until you become Atma Swarup, the power of Paramatma will not come to you no matter how much you try to remember God. The Bhagavad Gita itself states, first become Atma Swarup, then remember Paramatma. Only then will divine power flow into you. It takes time and effort. Bapuji is clear that this is not a quick or easy process. The experience of Atma Swarup comes gradually, little by little, over a long period of dedicated practice. Those who claim to open the third eye in a matter of days or months through external methods have not understood the true depth of this practice. Some places keep seekers for 6 months with heavy fees, using blindfolds and various techniques to force the third eye open. Yet, Bapuji states, no rishi, muni, or saint in the entire history of the scriptures has ever been recorded as having truly opened the third eye except Bhagwan Shankar himself. Bapuji himself has practiced Atma Swarup since approximately 1991-92. He practiced intensely while living a householder's life and working as an income tax lawyer. He would spend entire Sundays 24 hours fasting and meditating, taking only a few sips of water. This is the level of dedication required. Living as a Karma Yogi, the Bhagavad Gita teaches Karam Yog, do not abandon your work and responsibilities. Do not run to the jungle. Gautam Buddha left his child and went. Mahavir Swami left his child and went. Bapuji says we must not follow that path. The Grihastha ashram, the householder's life, is called the greatest ashram in the Bhagavad Gita. One must practice Atma Swarup while living in the world, fulfilling one's responsibilities. It is explained. Household life can also be spiritual path. Duties can continue alongside spiritual awareness. Renunciation is not mandatory. Balance between karma and awareness is important. Chapter 4, Miracles, Siddhis and the Real Purpose. Many people are fascinated by miracles and supernatural abilities, siddhis. Stories abound of saints who could levitate, appear in two places at once, or see the future. Books like Autobiography of a Yogi describe such phenomena, and millions have read and wished to replicate those experiences. Bapuji states clearly, an ordinary person cannot perform miracles. The extraordinary feats attributed to certain individuals are not performed by their own power. Subtle world souls, entities from the Suksham Jagat, assist them in order to make them famous. These souls use human beings as instruments for their own purposes. Even in practices like Yog Nidra, subtle souls gather around the practitioners, seeking to absorb spiritual power. The practitioner may not even realize that the experiences they receive are being influenced by these entities. Similarly, those who perform feats while blindfolded, driving cars, or reading text with their eyes covered are not using their own third eye. Subtle world souls enable these acts to gain attention and following. These are not genuine spiritual achievements. Bapuji asks a direct question, even if you gain siddhis, what will you do with them? Will flying in the air take you to Paramdam? Even the great sage Vishwamitra performed thousands of years of penance, yet could not enter Swarglok with his body. He became Trishanku, suspended between worlds. Difference between Siddhi and true spiritual awakening. Many seekers become attracted to miracles, seeing distant places, predicting future, levitation, appearing in multiple locations, supernatural experiences. According to this knowledge, such phenomena may not represent true spiritual realization. Even magicians demonstrate illusions. True third eye awakening means removal of ignorance, realization of soul nature, connection with supreme consciousness, stability in knowledge. The real path is simple: know the soul, know Paramatma, and connect with the Almighty Authority directly. Do not get caught in the trap of miracles and siddhis. These are distractions from the true goal. Chapter 5, The Soul's Vision, What Opens When the Third Eye Awakens. When genuine Atma Swarup is achieved, a remarkable transformation takes place. The soul begins to access the records stored within it. The complete file of its journey opens. The Sahasrara, the soul's antenna. Above the Atma lies the Sahasrara, the crown energy center. Bapuji compares it to a satellite dish or television antenna. When the soul awakens and the Sahasrara opens, it functions as the soul's receiver. Visions begin to flow from higher dimensions into the soul's awareness. The scope of what the soul perceives depends entirely on its origin and quality. If the soul belongs to this Brahman, it will see this entire Brahman. If it is a soul from the galaxy level of the Maha Shiv category, it will see the entire galaxy, the Anant Koti Brahmand. If it is a soul from the universe level, the whole universe will become visible. If it is from the multiverse level, the multiverse will open before it. And if it is a Bihad soul from beyond the limits, the Bihad dimensions will gradually reveal themselves. The soul's quality determines everything. Not all souls are the same. Bapuji has described multiple categories of souls in his discourses. A third class quality soul will not be able to perform this work. Only high quality souls, Bihad souls, special souls can truly practice Atma Swarup and access these higher dimensions. A Bihad soul will naturally be drawn to Bihad Gyan. It will practice Atma Swarup and it will seek to connect directly with the Almighty Authority, not with limited forms of divinity, but with the ultimate source from Unchte Unch Paramdam. The subtle bodies awaken. When Atma Swarup is achieved and connection with Paramatma is established, the soul's accumulated vikams, negative karmic records stored in the Karan Sharir and Mahakaran Sharir are destroyed. The Bhagavad Gita itself promises, become Atma Swarup, know me, and I will wash away all your sins and take you to Paramdham. As this process deepens, the gross body transforms. The Suksham Sharir, Karan Sharir, Mahakaran Sharir, and Param Mahakaran Sharir all awaken. The soul's aura expands tremendously, and the power of Sankalp Siddhi, the ability to manifest through thought, emerges naturally. Yet, at that stage, one stops desiring anything for oneself. The only goal that remains is Vishwa Parivartan, world transformation. Chapter 6, Param Shanti and World Transformation. Bapuji's mission is clear. Swa Parivartan se Vishwa, Parivartan self transformation leads to world transformation. First transform yourself, then transform the world. Along with Atma Swarup, Bapuji instructs seekers to spread the vibrations of Param Shanti, supreme peace, throughout the day. These are not ordinary peaceful vibrations. They are the vibrations of Param, 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 Mahashanti, the supreme, beyond limits peace from the highest dimensions. When these vibrations are practiced sincerely, the home becomes a temple, the atmosphere changes, the environment transforms, those around you also experience peace and well being. Param Shanti is the path to true happiness. Bihad ka bhagya, beyond limits fortune. Bapuji distinguishes between ordinary fortune and Bihad ka bhagya, beyond limits fortune. To build this supreme fortune, three things are necessary. First, receive Bihad Gyan, knowledge beyond limits. Second, know and connect with the Almighty Authority of the Bihad dimension. Third, contribute to the mission of Bihad Ka Vishwa Parivartan, beyond limits world transformation. Simply listening to knowledge is not enough. One must act, one must contribute. The slogan is clear, सबके सहयोग से बिहार का विश्व परिवर्तन. Through everyone's cooperation, the beyond limits world transformation will happen. Even one soul that fully awakens can change a great deal. If 50 or 1,000 such souls awaken, the entire multiverse can be transformed. This is the scale of Bapuji's vision. The call is for every Bihad soul to share this knowledge far and wide. Gyandan Mahadan. Establish Gita Pathshalas in every home. Spread the knowledge. Transform yourself and become a partner in transforming the world.
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., Monday to Saturday.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anand@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
बेहद की परम शांति सो